be here over the next 9 nights where champions will be crowned.
This is my first NFR, first night of the round. I wasn't expecting this. Or I guess I was expecting this, but maybe not all of this. I couldn't hold back the emotions. I didn't know what I was going to do.
87 points.
There's a lot of firsts today, man. First time I've ever won the first round.
This dude is stout.
It's the first round. First time those two horses have ever been in the Thomas Mack.
I think this is about my fourth time winning the first round. There is no trick. You got to ride well, draw well, and maybe have a little luck on your side.
I left the cold buckle at home, mom and dad's house, and tried to come back and get another one.
87 text messages since I won the round. 11 Snapchats. It's amazing. Got so much support.
I came in with a goal to win at least one round, and hey, I got that done, so I guess I better keep that goal up. Maybe I want to win at least 2.
Well, we are just minutes away from round 2 of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. This is Teton Ridge NFR Preshow, presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. We are here having a lot of fun in the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone. Fans are already starting to make their way here to the Thomas Mack Center. I'm Kadee Coffman, and thanks for joining us. Alongside me, well, I have all kinds of experts who have made a lot of memories, historic memories inside the building behind us. First and foremost, 5-time world champion steer wrestler and Pro Rodeo Hall of Famer Luke Branquinho, as well as 23-time world champion cowgirl Jackie Crawford, 6-time world champion bareback rider, and newly inducted to the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, no one other than Kaycee Feild. We're going to get to world champion Stetson Wright in just a bit, but how about this panel? And we're going to be breaking down all the action from round 1 and the anticipations for round 2 moments from now. But let's take a look back at the world leaders after round number 1 here. Here's how it stands as we see it going into tonight. Keenan Hayes in bareback riding, Dalton Massey, Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe, Damian Brennan, Shad Mayfield, Haley Kinsel, and TJ Gray. And here are the round 1 winners. And you heard it in the tease. There were a lot of firsts last night over in Thomas and Mack. Weston Timberman, to name one. Will Loomis, Tyler Wade, and Wesley Thorpe. Those were Jackie's picks if you've been playing along in Fantasy Rodeo. Zeke Thurston, Riley Webb, Haley Kinsel, and Trey Kimsey. We'll see how it all shakes up, and we're going to be talking all about the picks for round number 2. And before we get to that, Kaycee, we're going to just review and look in the rearview mirror on Weston Timberman in round number 1, which, of course, was your pick to win the round, Kaycee.
Heck yeah, I'm proud of this young man. He's a stud, comes from a world champion family. Chris Timberman, Kelly Timberman, his dad, his uncle. Watch this strong mark out, sets up his whole ride, toes out, in control, has his chin down, watching where this horse is going. That horse had some moves right out of there, pretty hard, but this kid made it look easy. He's electric, he's hungry. He came here to make a statement as a rookie to come and do as good as he's doing. First round, this is amazing. 9 more rounds. I'm going to probably plan on him being on the top.
Well, you know what? And that rookie, well, he moved into 3rd place. You can see that right there. Here's how the money is shaping up as we go into tonight. Keenan Hayes is still on top. Rocker Steiner, well, he went down to number 2, and then obviously Weston there in 3rd place. Luke, when we get to the steer wrestling, Will Loomis, no surprise.
No surprise that Will won the first round. I mean, he's always bulldogged so well, but one thing he did finally crack was getting the start right here. But one thing, you watch Will, he's so patient. It was a little bit wide. He stayed close. He made sure he caught body of that steer. And when Will does that and is able to control that head catch, that's the results every time. Clayton Haas, his Hazer, did a good job right there. The steer stepped to the right. Clayton picked him up, put him right in Will's office. But, man, that finish right there, if Will does that 9 more nights, look out for that gold buckle.
Here are the world standings. Dalton Massey still on top with 209,000. Will Loomis sneaking right there behind it with 192. And if you've been following along, you know that round wins in first place, well, that's 33,000 and some change. And the money just continues from there. More than $16.2 million over these next 9 nights are going to be paid out. And Jackie Crawford, when we think team roping, well, people should have had your pick in their fantasy last night because you came out on top.
Yeah, well, I said I was going to go with horsepower a lot this week, and, that's exactly what happened. Tyler Wade, he came out on his great horse Spur. Like I said, they had such great timing, just even off of last year. Spur might have been a little bit sharp in that corner, more so than what Tyler might have wanted this first round, but I think that momentum off of that first run is so huge this week. Wesley Thorpe riding that great horse, Turbo. He's just always going to be there when that steer cleans up, and that's exactly what they did. Those guys they're gunning for that number 1 spot this week.
And how about this? This was a huge upset last night in round 1. Dustin Egasquiza and Levi Thorpe, they came in number 1, Jackie.
Yeah, and here's the thing, we talk about horsepower, and not this isn't a great horse, but they had a little bit, they weren't in sync right there on the start. Caused Dustin to be a little bit off the barrier and trying to make something work. And it's not just a terrible thing for him to go out in the first round, because he's going to be gunning at it every single round now.
Yeah, and we talk about you go out in the first round. That's the best time to go out at the national finals. But you've got 9 more rounds to get the start and get that money. And we've seen it right there with Dustin. He missed the barrier just enough where that steer stepped at him. And it's just a bad feeling in that such small arena. But look out, like you said, they're going to be going at it hard.
Oh, yeah, and they'll redeem themselves, no doubt. We'll be talking about them in the rodeo recaps for nights to come. Tie-down roping. I love talking about world champion Riley Webb. He's on my Pro Fantasy team, and he showed out last night.
Riley, it was just doing what Riley does. He came out on that great horse, Rudy. They hit the start perfect. We talk a lot about the start, because the start here at the Thomas Mack is very fast, and it's so crucial. He hits it perfect, just throttles that horse across there. Great neck shot on that calf. Everything's just set up perfectly for him to be fast. This kid getting kicked off in the first round the way he did is dangerous.
And how about this world champion, Shad Mayfield, coming in with back number 1.
Shad, he had on Lollipop, he had to pull a little bit there at the line, and it just maybe put him just a tick behind that run with that calf trying a little bit. Then his foot got hung in the stirrup a little bit when he went to get off. You don't see this very often. You see it catch right there, kind of got hung up, and it just kind of sets that run up for a few bobbles. But I have no doubt that Shad Mayfield's going to bounce back and be going at the rounds.
Well, and you see Shad hang that foot, like you said. He's been having hip problems all year long, and he's been battling through that pain. You know that had to bug him a little bit right there. But like I said, look out for Shad.
Well, this is the tie-down roping and the money. Shad Mayfield still on top, and as I said, he's walking in with back number 1, and that gives you a big, big boost of confidence. For barrel racing, well, we're going to be catching up with her pretty quick here, but when we talk Haley Kinsel, world champion in her own right, and her rock star horse sister, well, they did things really fast and in a big way, Jackie.
Yes, such a huge way. Haley broke the arena record tonight for the first round. So fast. She just, this is such a testament to just how fast Sister is, because she just didn't make any mistakes, just stood up around every barrel and just made such a smooth run and shut the clock off.
Hey, before we go any farther, Kadee, you didn't brag on yourself. That was your pick right there. I figured we would have heard about it.
I understand, but Jackie had a lot to add there, and I didn't want to scoop Jackie. It's only night number 2. We got 9 more nights of this, so I gave her some love there. But you know what? You're going to be hearing all about my fantasy team for days to come. And how about Trey Kimsey? Well, he got it done, didn't he, Kaycee?
Yeah, Trey, he rides awesome. That horse around to the left, away from his hand. He keeps his elbow down, keep hustling. That bull right there, he should ride him all day. Trey did his job, paid off.
That's why I picked him. I don't know why you guys didn't let me do the bull riding.
I know. I hope everyone's been paying attention to our fantasy picks. Here are the world standings in the bull riding heading into round number 2. TJ Gray on top with 254,000, almost 255. Hayes Waite, Josh Frost. And it goes down from there. But, with all the money that's up for grabs, we can't stress enough how much these world standings will be changing all throughout these next 9 nights. And on that 10th round, that's why you're all here. World champs will be crowned. You want to speak about a world champion and an all-around world champion? Well, we didn't forget about saddle bronc riding. We're going to bring in world champion Stetson Wright. He's over at Zook Nightclub with 2-time PBR world champion JB Mauney. And Stetson, I know you're having a lot of fun over there, but hey, let's talk about saddle bronc riding and what went down last night.
Yeah, the saddle bronc riding, it got crazy. I mean, from, I guess, all the great rides to the deal that happened with Lefty, all the bronc riders, including me, we've all been wanting this replay to happen. So it twisted things up last night. But as far as Lefty goes, I think he's going to be gunning for round wins now. And he'll probably be the most deadly bronc rider out there. But Zeke, from the mark out start to finish, was outstanding ride.
Stetson, here's Lefty Holman.
Yeah, so from this right side, he did mark him out on this right side. Everybody's seen that. And that's what they showed us on the replay, and that's kind of why everybody was like, where was it at? But I guess behind where they have the cameras, they could see the left foot And even on this angle right here, you still, like, it looks like he's got him marked out, and I'm all for lefty, so I think I would have gave it to him, but right here you see it drop right below. But I'm with Kaycee on this. We talked earlier. Tygo's the runner. I think lefty should have got it, but like I said,
the horse is walking on his front end right there too, Stetson. Kind of a funky little start to his bucking right there, and it took lefty a second just to get him going. But Tygo's the runner, in my opinion. The money here, that's a small mistake. It's not really even a mistake, honestly, in my opinion. That horse is in the left lead, rolling his swells all the way off to the right. He has no pressure on his left foot. That's a hard position to be in right there. But in my opinion, lefty, he had it. The replay, it was questionable at that point, even with the replay. Slowed it down, but...
Yeah, and listen, guys, this replay in rodeo is new, right? Which should have been in a long time ago. I felt like it could have benefited me in 2009, but it's going to take some time to refine it, right? But we still need to make the right call. If you have the opportunity, the ability, which we've seen right there, Kaycee, we have to make the right call, because we're not guaranteed a paycheck. We're not football players. We're not baseball players. We don't have a contract saying every time you nod your head, here's 50 grand. Yeah. We compete for that, so we need the right call to be made. I am grateful that they're implementing it, but let's get the right call made.
Love the replay. Love the replay. I think it's going to change some world championships. It's going to save some world championships, I should say. But I'm excited it's here. It should have been here 10 years ago, but this is exciting times in rodeo, and it's improving, and it's fun to be a part of it.
Absolutely, here in 2024. Hey, Stetson, we'll check in with you over at Zook in just a bit. Maybe have a drink or two. I don't know. Have one for all of us over there. We'll see you in a bit, Stetson. Thanks for your insight. When we come back, Anthony Lucia is standing by with four-time world champion barrel racer Haley Kinsel. She is in the house, and you know all about her horsepower sister. We'll learn more coming up next.
Get ready for the richest weekend in rodeo. The American Rodeo returns to Arlington, Texas, April 11th and 12th, 2025. With performances by country music artists Riley Green and Bailey Zimmerman. See the biggest names in rodeo go head-to-head versus rising stars, all for a shot at a life-changing $1 million. Get your tickets now at AmericanRodeo.com and join us April 11th and 12th at Globe Life Field. The American Rodeo, where legends are made.
For PFR's 21st birthday, we're celebrating in style. I'm offering up my own personal Cybertruck. Go to ProFantasyRodeo.com. Pick one rider from each event at the NFR. Rodeo Super Bowl. Best team over 10 nights is the winner. You could pick the truck and trailer, but think about how cool it'd be driving around in one of these.
Welcome back to Teton Ridge, NFR Preshow presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design, and we are getting to sit on the furniture that has been beautifully designed. But when it comes to beautiful things, I want to say a big welcome and a thank you to Haley Kinsel for joining us here in the Brumbaugh's Lounge. Easily a fan favorite, but a lot of the credit goes to sister.
Most of it goes to sister. She's the beautiful thing in my life. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Last night, went round number 1. Marking 22 round wins. When you first started this journey so many years ago, could you imagine that you would have been able to accomplish what you've accomplished to date?
Not in a million years. You know, it's the sort of stuff you dream about, and I'm thankful for it, but I guess I never set out thinking this is exactly how it was going to go. But it's just been one thing after another and just trying to focus on what's right in front of me.
So the NFR earnings, obviously we know that over the years Lisa Lockhart has accumulated the most, but do you know who's inching up ever so close to her NFR earnings record of over all the NFRs? Do you know?
I have a guess since you're looking at me.
It's you. Do you know how much you've won just here at the NFR?
No, but it sounds like you do that too.
You have. I've done some math.
I bet.
And it could be unfactual, but it's math. $1,911,747.32. I added in the cents parts. I don't know if that's a real thing, but either way, you said to be creative, and here we are. That's unbelievable. Closing in on $2 million just at the National Finals Rodeo. What is it about this place that just takes you and sister to another level?
Well, I think it's just that you dream about it growing up. So when you get here, you really do give it your all. And, you know, the way the format is, you can look at the average if you want, but I try to look at it as it's one rodeo after another, and you got to treat it like 10 separate nights. If we get a lot of money at the end, that's great, but I'm going to go at it day by day. And I think that's led to just a lot of money, apparently. I guess it's working. Maybe I should keep doing what I'm doing.
I would say that's a safe bet. But a moment ago, we were visiting, and you were saying it almost seems like you said it's 3 trash cans in a triangle. That's how you described barrel racing in the Thomas and Mack. It feels like you keep it simple. Is that keeping it simple and that mindset kind of what helps it just make everything like, oh, this is what we do?
Yeah, you got to simplify it. I mean, things like this, especially the NFR with this much money and prestige and everybody talking to you all day, you kind of can make it into more than it is, and it can add a lot of pressure to you. And pressure is just never a fun way to compete. I mean, a lot of people can compete under pressure. I can myself, but I don't want to. I want to be able to compete happily. This is just a game that we've turned into a sport, that we've turned into something this big. And I'm thankful for that because it's my career and it's what I love to do. But in the end, it really is just a triangle. It can't be that hard.
Well, I do know that there's another man on this set with a beard, a far less great beard than mine. That is Luke Branquinho, who is a self-proclaimed barrel racing guru. And Luke actually has a question.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Anthony, because a lot of people don't know how much I've helped Haley, through social media and kind of coaching her and sister around that first barrel, making sure you get around a little tighter. And we seen that last night, Haley, and that was amazing. Please tell the people how much I have benefited your career.
You know how I talked about that there's pressure and there's just a lot of voices and there's things that you have to block out. And Luke, for example, I'll just tell you, Anthony, is one of those things that I have learned to tune out. So I just want to thank him for his assistance in teaching me how to be a great competitor and block out the noise that is a person like Luke.
You're welcome.
I don't think anything else needs to be said after that. That's a mic drop moment, but please don't drop the mics, even though it would land comfortably on this Brumbaugh's couch. Either way, best of luck to you. Continue on your streak. And I don't know who they picked, but I definitely picked you for what you're doing in this world. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you, Anthony. And yes, best of luck to Haley, Kinsel, and sister. You all heard it here at the beginning. Well, she's on my fantasy team, so I want Haley to do extra well. Here's what we've got coming up. Rain Lavelle and Ned Ledoux are in the house. They're going to talk about their upcoming movie release, and we are going to premiere Ned's new music video, One Hand in the Riggin'. You don't want to miss it.
You and that rigging and climbing over that chute and getting on that horse and the road, that was your connection to just life. It was a wonderful time.
I got bucked off down in Prescott, and I've been driving half the night down this long and lonesome highway. Seems there ain't no end in sight. I didn't make the short go, but if I make it to Cheyenne, there'll be another bronc to ride, and I just might have a chance if I keep one hand in the rigging, one hand on the wheel. No matter how far down the road I go, there's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging. What it is that keeps me going show. And while she waits there alone, hoping I'll come back to stay. But there's always one more mile to drive down another lonely highway. I keep one hand in the rigging, one hand on the wheel. No matter how far down the road I go, there's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the ring. So I'll keep one hand in the rigging, one hand on the wheel. No matter how far down the road I go, there's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging. I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging.
I just try to put my foot in the stirrup as much as I can, as much as possible. I'm grateful for every time I get to, but with that comes a lot of fails. I don't really think that people understand how much goes into what we do to be competitive.
More than $6 million in earnings.
He didn't waste any time turning around and getting back in there. He is just a talent like this industry is never. This is where the money is made right here.
This job is something that if you don't absolutely love it, it doesn't matter how talented you are. Being able to go that fast and turn that hard, and a horse is literally giving you their everything to put on a show in 2.5 minutes by separating a cow the best that you can and keeping that cow from the herd is our entire goal. Whoever looks the best and does it the most correctly is going to come out on top.
Back-to-back champion here in the cutting.
You know, people just see the wins. They just see like the good moments. I'm only responsible for really about 20% of our success. There's so much pressure and fatigue and frustrating moments that people don't get to see. Watching your team and your family and everybody give 100% to get me to town in the best way, to feel the most competitive that I can, it's a beautiful process that goes into what we do.
For PFR's 21st birthday, we're celebrating in style. I'm offering up my own personal Cybertruck. Go to profantasyrodeo.com. Pick one rider from each event at the NFR. Rodeo Super Bowl. Best team over 10 nights is the winner. You could pick the truck and trailer, but think about how cool it'd be driving around in one of these.
Well, fans are making their way through the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone. They're stopping by our set and then making their way up these escalators inside the Thomas and Mack Center. We are just about 30 minutes to an hour away from round number 2 here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. But for now, this is the NFR Preshow presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. We obviously saw the premiere of One Hand in the Rigging. Alongside me is Ned Ledoux and Rain Lavelle. And Ned, first and foremost, and Rain, thank you both for joining us on the set today. And just visit with us about that music video. I know it means so much to you, especially in honor of your father, Chris Ledoux.
Yeah, and it was a song that was written like 21 years ago by a friend of mine, Brent Hill, who's from Utah. And At the time, he was just kind of an up-and-coming singer-songwriter, and he'd written this song, and he was a big fan of Dad's, and he asked Dad if he'd like to sing on this song with him. And so he did, but for some unforeseen circumstance, it was never released. And so fast forward over 20 years, and I'm in the studio getting ready to do my 4th album, and like I said, I got to be friends with Brent over the years, and I knew about this song, and I said, well, let's try doing this as a duet. And he just said, that maybe the timing just wasn't right back 20-something years ago, and I think the timing is just right now. So yeah, it turned out good.
That's awesome. I love the song. You remember your dad riding much at all? Do you remember standing on the back of the chutes?
Like a blurry memory.
Yeah, that's me. I just have I remember being behind the chutes with my dad, but I don't remember him actually riding. But this footage and having the song with your dad, that's got to be so special.
Yeah, just blurry memories of playing in mud puddles behind the buck and chutes, maybe Cheyenne or something. Yeah.
Rodeo kids catch up on your shirt.
Yeah.
The bleachers.
Yeah, and your dad, Chris Ledoux, was the world champion bareback rider back in 1976, and I know you have Rain Lavelle with you here this evening, and you also have a great movie premiere to talk about in your new movie that's coming up, a Western, and it's Buffalo Days. And Rain, thank you for joining us. Visit with us about Buffalo Days and maybe how it's a bit different in terms of a Western movie.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It's an honor to be here with this gentleman. Buffalo Days, it's a little different from a Western. There's not a whole lot of gunplay in the movie. It's about a guy called Jimmy Grinder. Jimmy Grinder was considered to be a hero amongst his tribe. He was considered an outlaw by the government. And it basically covers Jimmy Grinder's life from when he provided horses from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid all the way through to when he became the first world champion buffalo rider. And there's an incredible tie-in for Western sports fans because Jimmy Grinder had a rivalry with Jackson Sundown, one of the greatest bronc riders of all time. And so these two, some of the greatest rodeos you could go to during the early 1900s are on the Flathead Indian Reservation, and people would bring their rankest horses possible to see Jackson Sundown and Jimmy Grinder ride these horses. So it's a heck of a story. The guy was born when Ulysses S. Grant was president. He passed on when Jimmy Carter was president. So there's a lot of color, there's a lot of history that's involved in this movie, and this gentleman here makes his screen debut in it.
Yeah, got me cast as a sheriff.
Well, I know that we're going to be watching the movie trailer here before we go to break, but before we get to that, Ned, I'm going to put you in the hot seat first. Will you give us any world champion predictions?
Oh, man.
Or who you'd like to see do their very best in Thomas and Mack?
Well, me and Kaycee were just talking a little bit about Weston Timberland. So, yeah, I'd probably just go for him, huh? Yeah.
Good pick. Pick. Yeah, right down the road from you. Yeah, Wyoming kid.
Rain?
I'm going to go for my buddy Shad Mayfield. I think Shad's going to come back tonight, come back strong. I would also look out for a rider, too, Ryder Wright. I really like Zeke Thurston, great guy, friend. But I think Wright is, he's kind of getting up there. But I'd watch out for Shad tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think a lot of people are going to be watching out for Shad. He's coming in with that back number 1, so that's a huge boost of confidence. Ned Ledoux, Rain Lavelle, thank you both for joining us on the set. And before we go to this commercial break, well, how about we take a look at the movie trailer for Buffalo Days.
Everything important happened a long time ago. The land belonged to God.
What can you tell me about this man, Jim Grinder?
Jim Grinder was a legend.
He's a horse thief.
He usually has food for the hungry.
They say he rode with Butch in Sundance.
I like Ben Kilpatrick. Figured him for a fool, though. It's like the rest of us who rode with Butch's hombres.
Equal parts Indian and cowboy.
What are you, son? You're known as Pierce. You spent more time with Chief Joseph than Charlie here.
People come to see you ride.
There's your champion!
There is the most dangerous beast in the West. Politician who owns a newspaper.
Change is happening on this reservation.
My husband will never agree to this. These are his words.
My body is full of your people's lives. Uncle Sam got richer. The tribes got poverty.
They took it all, Jimmy. All of it.
It was this or St. Eugene's Mission School. I took my older sister. She never left.
You're saying that he steals and poaches?
No.
We're going to put you in a jail cell.
And I do not determine that you are a horse thief of the worst persuasion, the kind that kills people.
When our people first saw Lewis and Clark, they thought they were gods. Now we know they're just white men, like you.
And I'll have the miso glazed salmon, please. Thank you.
Excellent choice. And for you, sir?
Yeah, I'll have the 8-ounce filet. Medium. Oh, and the seafood tower for the table.
Good call.
Great call.
Cheers.
Here we are with another chance to possibly win $1 million.
Hopefully this is our road to the American.
We love that money. We're trying for that $1 million.
Going to the casino.
Paving our way towards $1 million. Lord knows we could use it.
You know, it's an opportunity you only have once a year, so it's time to make it count.
At Tractor Supply, we understand that out here, no 2 days are the same. Some days start early, others end a little late. Some days you're taking things a step at a time, others you're just stepping away from it all. Some days you're caring for your property, others your family. Either way, you're ready for whatever comes next. At Tractor Supply, we'll help you make the most of life out here, no matter how you live it. Tractor Supply, for life out here.
Well, we are inside the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone, and fans are making their way inside to the Thomas and Mack, but they're going to stop in and maybe watch a little bit of the show with us before they head inside of the Thomas and Mack. Once again, I'm Kadee Coffman, alongside me, Luke Branquinho and Kaycee Feild. And thank you both for joining me back here. We're going to get right to the Tractor Supply Co. Stars to Watch. And Kaycee, we're going to just go ahead and kick right off with bareback riding.
I'm excited about tonight. I really am. Weston Timmerman, he's my pick again on Dixie's Gravy. This horse comes from the Corcos, a real electric. Weston's a little guy, and this horse is huge, so it's going to look pretty dang cool. I'm really excited about R.C. Landingham on Top Egyptian, though. He's my second pick. He's a guy that makes bareback riding look very classy. He's got a lot of style, makes it look cool, makes it look easy. This horse that he has, it's his chance to go to the top tonight. I'm really looking forward to the bareback riding.
Have you been aboard Dixie's Gravy or Top Egyptian before?
I have been on both of them, yep, several times. Dixie Gravy got along real good in Utah, in Ogden, Utah, the Beehive State. The bees were buzzing that night. I was 90. Top Egyptian is kind of a handful. Tonight is the semi-eliminators, and so RC, he needs to come out and ride perfect. If he makes a mistake, this horse will show it. It's not going to buck him off, but for dang sure, make it noticeable.
Well, Luke, we're going to get now to two-time PBR world champion JB Mauney, as well as 8-time world champion Stetson Wright. They're hanging over at Zook nightclub. If you haven't stopped in to party with them, you should. They're going to be there all throughout the next 9 nights. But JB, we're going to get right to your pick in terms of bull riding. Who do you got tonight?
I picked TJ Gray. Last night, he had a mishap. Let that bull get by him. Tonight, he's got a bull that he can be 90 on him if he has his trip. He has a couple different trips, but as long as the bull performs like he's supposed to, TJ could be 90.
Stetson, what do you got?
I got Tristan Hutchings. He's got a nicer bull in this pen. It's Eliminator, so I think he's got the best shot. I think they'll maybe ride one. At tops, I think they'll only ride about 2 bulls.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough pen of bulls. They better have their hammer cocked.
I was just going to ask both of you that. You both have been in those semi-eliminator pens. Do you go at it just a little bit different, Stetson, than you would any other rounds?
I personally don't. I mean, maybe try a little harder, but I always like to try hard every time. But I never changed anything from when I showed up to a little rodeo or the biggest one or the eliminator pen.
Stetson, we're going to get right into your stock report tonight. You have Colby Onechek.
Yeah, I think he's got one of the best horses. Kangaroo Lou. Sorry, I forgot the horse's name.
No, that's okay.
They've placed on this horse maybe 1 rounds. I might get fact checked, but super good horse. And this is, I think, semi-eliminators in the bronc riding too. And he's got a super good one, really flashy, up underneath herself. And I think if he does his job right, nobody else has a chance. And then I guess if he stubs his toe, Statler's probably got the next one down, but we'll see what happens.
We will see indeed. And how about your brother last night, Stetson? What'd you think?
Both of them, Ryder and Statler, did good, but Ryder, his was as good as I thought it was going to be. I mean, everybody's seen me. I was riding the stands as good as he was riding that horse, so it was good from start to finish. And I mean, he spurs bucking horses harder and better than anybody going down the road, and I got to swallow my pride to say that. So, I mean, he is one of the best, if not the best bronc rider right now. Well, there it is.
Yeah, there you are,
right.
About knocked Casey's hat
off.
Right there for sure.
Kaycee was dodging me.
Straighten my nose up, maybe.
Stetson, were you able to mark your horse out up there in the booth?
I never miss him out.
You know, Luke, you've been waiting here wanting to get in on this conversation. I know you've probably wanted to be a bronc rider in your own right, but what do you think of Stetson and JB's picks?
They obviously can't go against either one of their picks, but one thing I do like is when they say there's only maybe 1 or 2 rides. That means somebody's going to win a lot of money in the bull ride. But what I want to see is Stetson Wright's reaction one more time from the suite right there. Oh yeah, you're not lifting. Get your hand. There it is.
What is he saying?
I don't know what he's saying, but you better duck. You get a black eye.
I was probably saying gas it.
Well, there's nothing like brotherly love and somebody cheering just as hard for anybody but their own brother in the stands right there.
That's exactly right. Hey, Stetson Wright and JB Mauney, thanks for hanging with us here on the pre-show. We'll be back soon at Zook. Y'all have fun. Stay out of trouble.
Oh, don't worry. We will.
Well, yeah, will they stay out of trouble? I'm not so sure. But anyway, we've got timed event picks still to come here on the NFR pre-show. But when we come back, you want to stay right here. You want to talk about other athletes who are in the house. How about someone who has a bronze medalist from the Paris Olympics? Brody Malone is here in the house at the Pro Rodeo Fan Zone. You will not want to miss this. You want to talk about someone who not only knows all about rodeo, but also the fire and passion to be an athlete. Brody does. Stay right here.
I was younger, my parents, they put on ropings in the outdoor arena, and that was my bedroom window. They'd put me to bed, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock, and they'd still be team roping, so I would come out here and I would look out and just watch them rope all night. I guess that's where the dream started. Roping to me, I love it all. I've loved every minute of it. There's so much that goes into it, and you never quit learning in this sport. And I can remember being up here by myself at 3 in the morning, just chasing steers around this arena. Dad would get mad I had the lights on all the time, just couldn't get enough of it, and we're still out here doing it. 32 now, still out here doing it.
Well, there it is, UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center. We are just getting closer and closer to round number 2, but before we throw it inside, we've still got a great guest lineup here at the NFR Pre-Show, presented by Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design. And with us to break down all the timed event picks and look back at round 1 and maybe some predictions for the future is bronze medalist for the U.S. gymnastics team, Brody Malone. Brody, thank you for joining Jackie, Luke, and myself. It truly is an honor.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, we love that you're here at the National Finals Rodeo. You're a cowboy in your own right. You're a team roper, and really just talk about the similarities in team roping and your rodeo roots and how that really fueled so much of your Olympic success.
Yeah, I mean, gymnastics and rodeo are pretty different sports, no doubt about it. But I think one thing that we can relate to, or all athletes can relate to, is just the competitive drive and being able to, turn it on or get in the zone whenever it matters. So that's something that I definitely learned in rodeo from a young age that really translated over to gymnastics really well.
Do you have any favorites you're wanting to watch inside Thomas and Mack?
Caleb Driggers, hometown Georgia boy. So I think I'd like to watch him, see him do well tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I got to ask you, what was it like going over there and representing your country? I mean, obviously everybody up here is so proud of the United States, but to be able to go represent and bring home a gold, man, that's so impressive, so cool. But to the feel of that, being able to do that.
Oh man, it's incredible. I mean, anytime you get to put USA on your chest and go out there and represent your country at any level or any stage, doesn't have to be the Olympics, but I mean, it's just an honor and a blessing, and I'm thankful for every opportunity I've had to go out there and put USA on my chest.
Are we going to see any team roping from you anytime soon, or are you just completely done with that?
No, I'm not done with it. I still rope a little bit, but I'm more of a practice pen man right now.
Yeah, well, please watch those fingers, because those are kind of valuable.
Those are very valuable. That's a good one, Jackie. I know you rope alongside your brother. Well, last night, Tyler Wade and their team, they did an incredible job in the team roping, and of course, Jackie, no surprise, had them on her fantasy team. We'll take a look back at the round 1 win and what they got done. Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe. What do you think about this, Brody?
Oh, we got it on him good right there. Dang, that's quick. What was that, 3-7? Yep. That'll do it.
That would have split the round in the steer wrestling. That's how quick it was right there.
Yeah, pretty interesting. That right there is the arena record for the first round. Wow. Actually was already broken that night, and then these guys came back and broke it again all in the same night.
Well, you've stressed so much, Jackie, about horsepower, and they were also the Las Tunas horsepower report last night. Do you think they're going to go out and do it again?
I think that momentum like that, we talk about momentum a lot, but I think momentum from a first run like that, you can tell on T-Wade, he's not thinking about going for the average. So I see him going out and doing that several nights.
Brody, I know you know how important it is to have horsepower underneath you and be that dynamic duo in the arena. We're going to get to the Las Tunas horsepower for tonight. Luke, what do you think for tie down?
Oh, yeah, I mean, look out Shad Mayfield, in my opinion. Stubbing his toe a little bit. I know he's hurt, his hips are sore, but, that horse of his is amazing. Look out. Shad's going at him.
Lollipop.
Jackie?
I just have to give some props to Pecos, the horse. That horse has been ridden by so many people. He is owned by, gosh, I can't even think of Bird. Golly. He's a 3-time Canadian Horse of the Year.
Logan Bird.
Yeah. Logan Bird, run by Logan Bird. This horse has been ridden by a lot of people at the finals. He's been ridden by a lot of people at Calgary because of the fast setup. He's so easy to rope on. But last night, he did such an amazing job right here. I just think this horse, he doesn't get enough credit for how many people he's carried to the winner's circle.
Luke, any lasting comments?
No, I mean, we talk about horsepower, teamwork, teammates, and Brody, you being a team roper, having a horse underneath you and that type of power, there's no better feeling in the world, is there?
No, sir. None.
So how many horses you got?
I think right now, at one point when I was growing up, we had about 13. But I think right now we got 2. So a little on the lower end right now.
He's got other things to focus on,
That's
Luke.
true.
Maybe collecting more medals. Hey, before we let you go, Brody, what's next in terms of your gymnastics career? Are we going to be seeing you at the next Olympic Games?
Undecided right now. I'm kind of just taking it one day at a time. But next thing on my list is getting married. I get married in May.
All right. Well, big congratulations to you. Are you going to be checking out the action tonight over
Absolutely.
inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Round 2. All right. Well, we'll be watching you cheering extra loud.
Oh, yeah.
For team roping. And you know what? When we come back, we still got all of our timed event events coming up. But hey, you know what? Will Loomis, we followed along with him all the way to the South Point. And when we come back, we're going to check it out. Stay here.
Perfect. We're good? You got sound? You good? Like it? Okay, perfect. Don't be a girl! Don't be a girl! I hope to see y'all 9 more times. Well, Clayton said let's not be greedy. We'll do 7. We'll let Dakota have the other few. We are going to go to the Vegas sign and take a picture. Y'all want to do that? Don't be scared, man. I'm friendly. I mean, until I ain't. Yeah, you hold the whiskey. That's good for you. Yeah. Felt real good. Horse felt real good. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Hell yeah, we're the champ. Oh yeah, we headed to the Las Vegas sign now. You can tell by my awkward walk I'm gonna shit the fan. Atta man, boy! Here we go, let's roll. Hey, you wanna get in the picture? Can you take the picture? Here go the phone. Mike, over here, buddy. Hey. Hey, Clayton. Right.
This is the richest one-day rodeo in history.
Here we are with another chance to possibly win $1 million.
Hopefully this is our road to the American.
We love that money. We're trying for that $1 million.
Going to the casino.
Paving our way towards $1 million. Lord knows we could use it. You know, it's an opportunity you only have once a year, so it's time to make it count.
For PFR's 21st birthday, we're celebrating in style. I'm offering up my own personal Cybertruck. Go to profantasyrodeo.com. Pick one rider from each event at the NFR. Rodeo Super Bowl. Best team over 10 nights is the winner. You could pick the truck and trailer, but think about how cool it'd be driving around in one of these.
It's not every day you can have an Olympic medalist sign over here in the Brumbaugh's Furniture and Design, but don't worry, we did here at the NFR Preshow. We just got done visiting with bronze medalist from the Paris Olympics, Brody Malone. Man, what a fierce competitor he is in his own right, and not to mention a cowboy, loves to team rope. He's from Georgia, and we heard tonight that, well, he's fixing to get married in May. We loved having him on there. And before we get down and break down all of our timed event picks as we head in to round number 2, joining me back at the decks, Kaycee Feild, Jackie Crawford, and Luke Branquinho. And before we get to that, and for you all to make your final predictions for round 2, we're going to toss it on over to Anthony Lucia, who's here with a very special guest. Anthony?
That's right. We're here in the Brumbaugh's Lounge, and I'm so excited and so honored to be sitting next to the one and only Neal McDonough, famed actor. We've all seen him play so many different things, but you're here for a reason, because you've created a project that is called The Last Rodeo that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I'm so blessed to talk about a film that my wife Reve and I produced and I wrote and starred in, and was directed by the incredible John Avnet, who directed Fried Green Tomatoes, Up Close and Personal, Justified series, so many amazing things. And it's great to be in the world of rodeo, and it's something that it's our baby. We saw it all through its infancy. Now it's about to come out and start running, and it'll be on Memorial Day weekend for Angel Studios. So we're so proud of it. We're so blessed. And we're so excited for it.
Well, I'm excited. Anything that's any kind of cinematic marvel like what we're going to see that's focused on the sport that we love so much is special to all of us that are within rodeo. But it also gives an opportunity for new fans that maybe just recognize you from being the villain that you are, or that you've been in different casting roles. But now you get to be a hero, and truly you've used movies to inspire people.
Well, I've had this career that, I think everyone knows I won't do intimate scenes with another woman on screen, so I had to be the villain forever. So I was going to be the best darn villain out there. And then about 8 or 9 years ago, when I gave up drinking, my wife Reve helped me get through that, and all of a sudden my brain just switched. I want to start doing things that give glory to him. And all the projects that we've done, my wife and I have done our 10th project. We're about to start our 10th project, and they all give glory to him. And the Last Rodeo is something that we're so proud of, because the whole idea came up with what would ever happen to me if something happened to my wife Reve. And then we were doing a Western at the time called The Warrant, and it all just came together. And then through Sean Gleason over at PBR kind of walked us through everything, helped me with making sure that everything was authentic and real looking. And we're so proud of it. We can't wait. There's a teaser that I think they're going to show, if they haven't showed it already, but I think the crowd's going to go crazy for it, and we're so proud of this film.
Well, speaking of the teaser, let's take a look now.
Do you remember everything that you put all of us through the last time you rode?
Yeah. I want to ride.
Aren't you too old to get on a bull and ride?
Joe Wainwright competing 50 years young.
Get him his last ride.
Oh my goodness, that is so epic and so intense, and that comes out Memorial Day weekend. But before that, you've got Homestead coming out soon.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about all the villains that I've played. Now that I'm producing with Reve, I get to play the heroes finally.
That's great.
Homestead is a post-apocalyptic, what would happen to this Richard Branson, very wealthy character, once atomic bomb hits, and as a Christian man, what is he going to do? Is he going to share with his friends, or is he going to keep everything for himself? And it's a really great commentary on the times, and I'm so proud of Homestead. And Reve and I produced that one as well. So go Angel, go Homestead, go Last Rodeo, and we're having a ball. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing for
Thanks,
not only
Anthony.
rodeo, but what you're doing for bringing glory to him, and we appreciate it very much.
God bless you all.
I'm going to take a photo and try not to be too weird to Mr. Neal. Katie?
Anthony, what a great interview. Loved hearing so much about the Last Rodeo, and you heard from Anthony that it will be out Memorial Day. Well, before we get inside to watch round number 2, it's time for our timed event picks. And Luke, I'm going to put you on the hot seat for Luke's locks.
Yeah, we've seen Dalton Massey, world #1, go out with a no time. We've seen JD Struckness, who is dominant in this building, go out with a no time. Some tricky situations there for those guys in that round. Look for those guys to blow the barrier out. This pin of steers are a little bit slower, not going to run as hard. They're going to hit the barrier. They are going to sling them. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say they're going to split the go-round win tonight in steer wrestling. JD Struckness, Dalton Massey.
Oh, so you get more choices than all the rest of us.
You said pick a winner. If they're both going to win, they're both winners.
Winner.
Luke always beats to his own drum on the show. Jackie, how about your picks?
I think that Brenton Hall and Caden Perfili, I was super impressed with these two guys. They came out. Brenton's been here before. He hit the barrier great. He did get the neck on this steer, which might have taken just a tick longer. But Caden Perfili, this is his first year here, and such an impressive first round for him. They broke the arena record, and then it came back and got broke by T-Wade. But listen, I think those guys, if they come out with that first, just like they did in the first round, I'm waiting to see what they do. That Caden Perfili heals.
How about tie down?
So tie down, I got to go with Marty Yates. Marty Yates, I was a little nervous because he's on a borrowed horse that he hasn't got to ride very much. But last night, his go looked really good. He had a little heck, with the calf, and he ended up getting up. But Marty Yates going out of the average right there, I think watch out, go rounds.
I'm excited to watch Marty Yates. I'll tell you that. I'm a big fan of Marty Yates. Last night, I don't think he did what he wanted to do coming into Vegas. Round 1, he knows how important it is to get off to a good start. Marty Yates, round 2, I'm pulling for Marty Yates.
And you know what? I have been paying attention. This is Marty's 10th year here at the NFR. So you want to talk about someone who is completely nestled into the Thomas and Mack and has no jitters? Well, it's Marty Yates, and he's going to put up, we can tell by, he's going to do very well inside the Thomas and Mack. Lastly, how do we forget barrel racing? Haley Kinsel, obviously, she showed out last night in round number 1. For my pick for round 2, Cassie Mowry aboard her great horse, Jarvis. They have an incredible story all throughout this year, and she credits Jarvis to really bringing her all the way here to Thomas and Mack. This is what she got done in round number 1.
Yeah, and you can see Cassie and Jarvis there. This team, Jackie, we've seen it all year long. They're so in sync, but right here, Jarvis just came in a little bit close around that backside of that barrel and tipped it.
Yeah, and to see someone like Cassie and Jarvis go out in the first round, it's not like it was a huge mistake. She just came back a little hard on that first barrel and tipped it on the way out. It's not like he was cheating or anything. So I really think now that she's out of the average race, I think she's going to, her and Jarvis, that big bay, they're going to kick in the afterburners. They're going to be after every single round.
When we talk about if you're going to go out of the average at the National Finals Rodeo, you do it in the first go-round and then just roll from there.
Yeah, and we saw that. It's almost time for Pro Fantasy, and we're gonna take a look now and bring everyone over from Zook Nightclub. Sierra Spratt, JB Mauney, and Kaycee Jones. Stetson Wright, you're hanging over there too, and we're getting so close to tossing it over to you. Sierra, how's the party getting started?
The party is already getting started, and it's pretty early, but I think it has something to do with all the star power that's sitting right here on the couch tonight. We didn't think the couch was quite full enough, so we wanted to add just one more. Stetson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I don't have to sit by Kaycee now. I sit by this Kaycee now.
Well, we had a pretty good time. We all got to pick our team last night for Pro Fantasy, our rodeo picks, and I don't want to brag, but I'm currently in second.
I do want to brag. I'm winning.
Well, where are you guys at over there, Katie? How you faring on the board?
Well, we are going to take a look at the Pro Fantasy Rodeo standings in our league and see how, after round number 1, you're right, Stetson, you are currently sitting in first. But hey, we've got 9 more nights left. Sierra, you're right there in second place. Luke, Kaycee, and Jackie. Yeah, I'm down there just a little bit, but hey, that's okay. Kaycee Jones, JB, and socially, Alicia. This is how our Pro Fantasy teams are shaping up, but you want to keep it here. We'll be giving you all the picks all throughout the week, and we've said it so many times, but obviously we have incredible experts here, so pay attention to what they say. But for now, we're going to toss it over to Sierra Spratt, who's over at Zook, and they're ready to party for Pro Fantasy Live.
Oh no, I don't know if it was a very good thing, but our analytics expert Alicia was in dead last. But it's night 1. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
At least I'm not dead last.
Well, on this show right now, I believe you got last, and
yeah, I know.
Pretty sure there's a punishment coming up for that. I'm pretty excited. Do you already know what it is?
I do.
Are you excited?
No.
Is everybody else excited?
I don't even know what the punishment is, so.
Well, it's going to be even better than it's a surprise. I think everyone's going to love it. Well, let's talk our upcoming nights tonight. Everyone got to pick their lock, their athlete that we thought for sure. I'm betting all my money. If I can only pick one, I'm betting that this athlete's going to do great. Let's walk through them. JB, who's your lock?
I picked TJ Gray. He's got a bull mezcal. The bull can have 2 different trips. He can be kind of hard to ride, or he'll really blow way up in the air and turn back and be good. And TJ letting one get by him last night, I think he comes back firing on all his cylinders. As long as Mezcal does what he's supposed to do, I bet he'll be over 90.
We got R.C. Landingham here. Wow, he had an absolutely electric run. Those yellow shafts, would you guys ever do that?
I would not, but that works for him.
And I mean, what is it? Is it really something that the judges would actually expect to possibly score higher, or is it really just a fashion statement with stuff like that?
Oh, there's an old saying, you know, I was always taught when I was little, yellow's bad luck. So I never, I won't wear yellow. So it's just two things. I wouldn't lay a hat on the bed and I wouldn't not wear yellow. So
I actually did both those things too. I heard blue was the worst luck, so.
As of right now, it's the best luck, so I don't care.
I don't know. Denim's pretty lucky.
It's blue. It's a shade of blue, man.
It doesn't take long for Stetson to start winning again, does it?
That is true. Well, Stetson, let's go to you next. Who's your lock for tonight? Who's that athlete that you're thinking, absolutely, don't tell me it's a brother?
It is a brother. It's my little brother. He's got a horse called Cotton Candy of Three Hills. And all the videos I watch, everybody struggles on this horse, but they're short guys. Statler's pretty long-legged. He's a bigger bronc rider. And I really think he'll dominate this horse. And he potentially could win the round. I hope he does. I texted him this morning. I said, is it your turn? He says, hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's doing pretty awesome. I mean, do you think they'd actually be mad at you if you didn't pick them for stuff like this? I mean, I'd be mad.
They would just think I was dumb, so.
Yeah, they're a pretty good bet on. All right, Kaycee Jones, you're the last one. Mr. PFR, who you picking?
I'm going with Will Loomis going back-to-back. He's got great technique, but he has so much leverage. And he really has hard work and dedication, where he practices a ton, where it's just automatic to him. And that team, that horsepower, that horse of Winston McGraw's, Swamper, they won a ton of money off him this year. And then one of his really good friends, Clayton Haas, is Hazen. So they have a lot of confidence together and they trust in each other. It's going to be easy for him tonight.
Well, believe it or not, that's also who I picked for my lock. But I agree. I think Swamper, I mean, that was his first time in that building, and it seemed like he'd been there for 10 years, and he's just absolutely amazing. But I also thought it was really cool that Will mentioned in his interview, you know, he doesn't have very much longer in his career, and he's just having fun. He's kind of just letting everything go. I mean, I realize it's a huge mental impact to try to stick in there for 10 rounds, but it seems like he's kind of just let it fly from here on out. I mean, does that work? Do you win more that way?
Yeah, I did. My whole career was just go with the flow. So, you know, I try to not put too much pressure on myself. It's just another bull, and that's how I look at every one of them.
I'm with JB. Like, when you're having fun, you're hard to stop. All them guys that come down here take it way too serious, they seem to struggle. So if he's just having fun, just not knowing whether it's his last round or not, he's going to be deadly.
What about you, Kaycee?
Well, he asked me, it might be towards the end. I'm like, you're making too much money to quit. You got to figure it out now. You got the cheat code. You better keep going.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like Will's towards the end of his career, but hey, you know what? I'm excited to watch him for the next few rounds. So we'll see. We have our upcoming teams too for the rodeo picks. Kaycee, walk us through for all the fans watching home how to play that game.
It's really easy. Just go to rodeopicks.com. You pick one contestant in each event. If they all win the event, you win $10,000. Whoever wins the most events wins a buckle.
10.
Free to play.
All right. Let's do it. I think we're going to throw it to Alicia now. We've got our analysis expert, Alicia, standing by. She's going to hopefully help us out with a few insider secrets. Alicia, what you got for us? I got you.
Supposed to be the analytic girl, but my team is sitting last in the talent league with Pro Fantasy Rodeo, so take the chicken, leave the bones, whatever you want to do, but let's get straight into it. So last night, it was sister of the two golden horses that Haley Kinsel has in her army. She broke her own round one record by more than 1/10 of a second. Her time of 13:38 would have been the fourth fastest of the entire 2023 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. But I think it's going to be a dogfight, and that fight's going to be between Haley Kinsel and Cassie Mowry. She's on her great 6-year-old gelding Jarvis, who has $1.4 million in career earnings. Now, Cassie would have won the round last night, but she tipped that darn first barrel and would have been 13:34. Now, heading over to the tie-down roping, Riley Webb's margin of victory of 0.7 of a second was the largest in a tie-down roping round since round 7 of 2021. I want to see if he can keep that up for the remaining 9 rounds. We got veterans, we have rookies. The tie-down roping is sure going to be exciting heading into the second round. Now, in the bull riding, the matchup sure did work last night. The 9 bulls were covered in round 1, which is more than any of the 2023 or 2022 Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. The high at both of those was 8, both done in round 1. Looking forward to those matchups tonight and seeing if we have a little bit more bull power and, different things in that round. Going over to the team roping, Tyler Wade has set the round 1 record in all 2014, 2019, and in 2024 with 3 different partners. Now last night they were 3-7 and he's roping with Wesley Thorpe. Looking forward to this round 2. I think we're going to see great steers, great action, and a lot of things to look forward to for the remainder of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. What a run from those guys there. Now looking forward to heading into the Thomas and Mack, the yellow shoes, the smell of the popcorn, the pecans are my absolute favorite, but let's take it back to you guys there over at Zouk Nightclub.
Thank you so much, Alicia. I hope everyone was paying attention, taking notes, because that was good stuff, especially JB, who is not currently with us right now. Where did JB go?
He's doing loser things.
Oh, right. There he is.
Well, a bet's a bet, I guess.
JB, I mean, this might be his look.
No,
I like this.
Not.
Screw the denim. I mean, I think we could really... No. Maroon is your color.
I think maroon's his least favorite color now.
No, it is not.
He's going to go TikTok famous now.
Oh,
welcome, Mr. Wonka.
That's what happens when you lose, I guess.
I like the cane.
I do got a sweet cane.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, can you wear this the entire night?
No, I hope not.
I think it looks fantastic. You guys, I mean, honestly, the punishments only get worse from here, so I'm a little nervous. I think everyone really needs to be paying attention.
I'm going to have some words with some guys on my team. Pick.
I think it's great. All right, so let's talk about our upcoming picks for tonight, because again, now we realize that we're serious with these stakes. So JB, let's start with you. Who are you picking for tonight?
Oh, heck, I can't remember all of them. I picked RC in the bareback riding. That's because Kaycee said it was either, Weston or RC, so I went with RC. Will, I went with Will.
Gotta do
Dustin, they go out of the average last night. He misses. I think he comes back just firing at them. So Dustin, Levi, Zeke, I had him on my team. He won last night, so I wasn't changing it up. Riley Webb wins last night. Cassie, out of the average. I bet she goes at each round. And then, who'd I pick on there? TJ?
I think you picked TJ.
Yeah. That's what I think. If Mezcal has his day, he'll be over 90 on him.
It's so hard to look at you and take you seriously when I'm looking at those sunglasses. But that sounds great. Casey Jones, let's go with you next. Who'd you pick for tonight? Who are you putting your money on?
Let's see, who did I pick? I went with Wasey in the bull riding. I'm going to go backwards. Carly Otero, that little horse is nasty fast. She laid down a great run last night. John, I've seen him do 4 runs, and each one got faster and ended up being 6-2 at the end of them. Sage Newman, Travis Graves, everybody loves Coleman Proctor. I'm pulling for him. I think everybody pulls for Coleman. Back-to-back Will Loomis, and then Jess Pope, bareback riding.
That seems pretty smart. All right, we got you up next. Do you remember your picks? You got to wait to read it.
I might have to wait to read it, but I got Weston Timmerman. I'm going to ride the high with that. Steer wrestling Dalton Massey. I see him today in the resorts world and talked to him, and I think he's ready. Caleb Jr., it's hard to bet against them. They're my buddies. Saddlebrook riding, I went with my little brother. And calf roping, I cannot remember who the heck. Oh, Riley Webb, the round winner. Then I barrel racing Haley. I'm going to stick to that because she wins a lot. And Tristan Hutchings, like I said earlier, I think he has the nicest bull in the eliminator pen. He should get him rode, but we'll see. There'll only be 1 or 2 rides, if any.
That seems like a pretty good team. I don't know which I'm rooting for next. Now, I don't remember my team either, so I'm going to need to see it. But I'm very confident with it because no salary cap. I got to pick the best in the business. I'm pretty sure I picked a right, though. I knew because you were going to be on the couch. Pretty sure.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
Hey, but he's got a good horse. Apollo, amazing. There's a very high chance that he'll win the round. Rider won Puyallup on him this year.
Really? I definitely knew that. That's why I picked him, of course. I picked Rocker Stein in the bareback riding because, I mean, Rocker definitely doesn't hold back when it comes to this little yellow arena. Will's my lock. Again, I believe in Swamper. I believe in Will. Tyler Wade and Wesley, I mean, obviously they did awesome, but they're the kind that it seems like once they get on a roll, they're not getting shook down after that. Damian Brenham, always going to be a good one in the saddle bronc riding. I picked Joel Harris in the tie-down roping. He placed last night. He looked sharp. I mean, I'm pretty confident with what he's going to be doing. And I believe I did, Cassie Mowry right here. I actually listened to Samantha, so. And then Josh Frost in the bull riding because, I know so much about bull riding, so that made sense to me.
He's probably got the hardest bull in this round to stay on.
Oh, no. Maybe that's great, right?
Well, that means if he rides him, it'll be a lot of points.
He will. Starburst has never been rode, but if Josh does it, nobody will stand a chance against him.
I really need to be texting you before I put in my picks for tomorrow.
Yeah, text him because I don't know any of the bulls. I knew Mezcal because he's old.
Yeah.
Well, we'll give it a go. I'm a little worried. I do know that one of the challenges is eating a cricket, and that is one that I will not be doing. I will break the contract if I have to. Who could eat a cricket here on this couch? You guys all good?
Bulldoggers will eat anything.
I ain't losing, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not losing.
Well, someone's going to be. You think I'm going to lose for the rest of the entire time?
You're talking about losing. I'm talking about winning.
I'm talking about winning.
That's a right statement.
Thanks, guys. Can't wait. I can't wait. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Mr. Wonka, though, thank you so much for being here. Let us know where we can find the chocolate river, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My factory's somewhere around here.
Terrible. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the couch. Make sure to get your picks in for tonight, and we can't wait to continue the rodeo fun after the rodeo with Rodeo Vegas Live. Stay tuned.